Hi, this is Mary Schmitt with Cayuse Western Americana, and I'm here with Susan Adams, and it is Western Design Conference and Fall Arts Festival 2013 in Jackson Hole. And whenever you come here, you come every year, we do a great show. You always bring new designs, so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what you're working on and what's got you excited. So, you've got several.
Several different designs.
What do you want to start with? Which one would you like to talk about first?
Why don't we talk about the repoussé?
Okay,
The repoussé.
Yeah, I love this. Now this is because I've sold a lot of the early Mexican pieces, and is it accurate to call it reverse stamped? Or
I call it repoussé. Repoussé means it's puffed out from the back, and then you chase the detail designs on the front.
Okay.
So that's chasing and stamping are the same thing.
Okay,
So,
great.
And so
So it's puffed out from the back, and you were inspired by some of the early silversmiths in Mexico? Is that how that happened?
Right, after taking a couple of trips to Mexico, and plus I'm really interested in the history of silversmithing, so I know all about sprattling, and I've looked at all of that stuff, and then I went to Oaxaca, and all the folk jewelry is so beautiful, and I didn't want to copy it, but I wanted to kind of capture the essence. And to me, the essence is just that when I go to Mexico, it just seems happy.
Lighthearted.
Lighthearted and happy, and the jewelry just, it's just, and so I've been doing flowers and birds and bows and just really enjoying, having fun.
Nice. So you've done, on a couple of these pieces, we've got the birds and the flowers combined with pearls. Is that your own, is that typical, or is that something that?
I think, well, they would use seed pearls or rubies or, so I'm just taking their idea and changing it to like a larger scale.
Blending it to what you've worked with before.
Right.
Well, they're magnificent pieces. There's bracelets, earrings, and these big earrings I just love. And speaking of seed pearls, you've got another line that was inspired a little bit by the Spanish colonial jewelry.
Right. So they used to make these beautiful earrings with filigree, gold and silver work, and then they would have little tiny seed pearls all along the edges and everything. And so I decided to do some jewelry with the seed pearls, but
we've had it in the gallery. We have some there now. Yeah.
Right, and then I took it one step further, and I've done turquoise and used turquoise beads, and then my scale got a little bit bigger. And then I decided to make some silver pieces, and it's all about the beaded edge. So I call it the border line because it's the border of the piece of jewelry. So
and also inspired by the Spanish colonial earrings, which I think is just great.
So
what a
it
great
just
name.
One thing leads to another. So that's how a good idea doesn't just pop up.
Yeah. And then what about, you're doing some work with some cutouts, it looks like. The bracelet that you have on, I love it. This other big one, this is fabulous with the big cutout horseshoe, and you've got quite a few pieces where you're experimenting with that now.
I don't know where it came from. They were lying on the workbench, and I went, I'm going to try this. On a bracelet like this one, usually when you have a belt buckle or a bracelet, there's usually an oval, and there's a figure in the middle of the oval. And I went, well, we don't need to leave the oval solid. Let's cut it out. And so
I think it's brilliant.
I think
that's
a lot of fun.
Really good advice for if there are any aspiring silversmiths, or not even silversmiths, but artisans, to follow that little inner voice. Don't be afraid of that, because you seem to do it a lot, and you have great results with it.
Go with it.
And then this piece back here, we've got our Indian chief on a buckle with the cutouts, and that kind of goes full circle too, because that Indian chief was a really neat piece that you developed last year for 2012 Design Conference.
Right, and it was a sterling silver cocktail shaker. And since I collect vintage cars and my boyfriend collects vintage cars, and we go to salvage yards, let's say.
Is that a nice way of saying?
Junkyard. And then we go to car shows, and we talk about it all the time. We look at car jewelry. So to us, car jewelry is the hood ornaments and the script and the chrome, and so this Indian head was kind of inspired by Pontiac automobiles. So I made a cocktail shaker, and that was like the hood ornament on the cocktail shaker. It
was fabulous.
When you take the top off of the cocktail shaker, the strainer was inspired by Indian shields. And so I cut the triangles out on the Indian shields. So then I was trying to figure out a buckle, and I went, do the triangles from the Indian shields all around it.
There you go. Well, it's a great, oh gosh, Art Deco design. But
It's
again,
clean.
with all of your cleanness, that it makes it contemporary as well as retro
Right.
and nostalgic, and it's what you do best. So I'm loving the new work, and thanks for sharing it with us. And let's go ride.
Okay.